See more 19 species in genus Caladium at monsteraholic.com. November 28th. Caladium. Caladium, the colorful heart, represents November 28th. Caladium symbolizes beauty and creativity. Your vibrant personality and artistic touch leave a lasting impression. Like its bold colors, you bring beauty and warmth wherever you go. Caladium, a love affair with color. My name is Ferb Vu, and I have a confession. I'm utterly smitten with caladiums. These tropical beauties belong to the Araceae family. With their vibrant, almost impossibly colorful leaves, have completely captured my heart. Native to the lush rainforests of Central and South America, they bring a touch of the exotic to any home, and I, for one, can't get enough of them. Why caladiums? What's not to love? Their heart-shaped leaves, often referred to as angel wings or elephant ears, come in a dazzling array of colors. Deep reds, shocking pinks, pristine whites, and vibrant greens, sometimes all in a single leaf. The patterns are just as varied, ranging from speckled and spotted to veined and marbled. Each caladium is a unique work of art, a living masterpiece that brightens any space it occupies. But their beauty is not just skin-deep. Caladiums are relatively easy to care for, making them perfect for both seasoned plant enthusiasts and beginners alike. They thrive in warm, humid environments, and while they love bright, indirect light, they can also tolerate some shade. This adaptability makes them ideal houseplants, capable of flourishing in a variety of indoor conditions. A diverse genus. The genus Caladium boasts a fascinating diversity. While the exact number of species is debated, it's generally accepted to be around 19. Some of the most well-known include Caladium bicolor. This species is perhaps the most popular, renowned for its striking bicolored leaves, hence the name. It's the parent of countless cultivars, each with its unique color combinations and patterns. Plant FAQs, Caladium bicolor. Caladium humboldt, also known as Caladium schomburgii. This species is characterized by its smaller leaves with distinctive arrowhead shapes and intricate patterns. Caladium studneriifolium. This species stands out with its elongated, lance-shaped leaves and unique color variations, often featuring green with white spots. Caladium amazonicum e.g. gonk. Caladium andrinum bogner. Caladium clavatum het, Bogner and Amp, J. Booz. Caladium coriolescens, G.S. Bunting. Caladium cortezii Croat and Amp, e.g. gonk. Caladium intermedium, e.g. gonk. Caladium macrotites Schott. Caladium palaciosii Croat and Amp, L.P. Hannon. Caladium picturatum K. Koch and Amp, C.D. Bush. Caladium pretermissum Bogner and Amp, het. Caladium schomburgii Schott. Caladium smaragdinum K. Koch and Amp, C.D. Bush. Caladium stevensonii Croat and Amp, Delaney. Caladium steiermarki G.S. Bunting. Caladium ternatum Madison. Caladium tuberosum, S. Moore, Bogner and Amp, Mayo. More than just a pretty face. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, caladiums hold cultural significance in some regions. In their native lands, they are sometimes used in traditional medicine, although caution is advised as all parts of the plant contain calcium oxalate crystals, which can be irritating if ingested. Interestingly, caladiums have also found their way into the world of art and design. Their unique leaf patterns and vibrant colors have inspired artists, textile designers, and even architects who incorporate their organic forms and striking hues into their creations. How to plant caladium bulbs. When I plant caladium bulbs, I start by picking a spot with well-drained soil and plenty of shade. I dig small holes and place the bulbs about 6 to 12 inches apart with the pointed end up. After covering them lightly with soil, I water them thoroughly. I also like to add a bit of organic compost to give them a nutrient boost right from the start. When to plant caladium bulbs. I usually plant my caladium bulbs in late spring, once the soil has warmed up and there's no danger of frost. This timing ensures they have the best chance to thrive and grow quickly. Waiting until the soil reaches about 70 degrees Fahrenheit is key because caladiums love warm conditions. How deep to plant caladium bulbs? When it comes to planting depth, I generally aim for about 2 inches deep. This depth helps protect the bulbs while allowing them to break through the soil more easily. If planted too deep, they might struggle to sprout, and too shallow might expose them to the elements or pests. How to store caladium bulbs. For storing caladium bulbs, I dig them up before the first frost, usually in early fall. After gently brushing off the soil, I let them dry for a few days in a warm, dry place. Then, I store them in a box filled with peat moss or sawdust, keeping them in a cool, dry area like a basement or garage until spring. Is caladium toxic to cats? Yes, caladiums are toxic to cats. I learned this the hard way when my curious kitty nibbled on a leaf and ended up with a very upset stomach. Now, I always make sure to keep my caladiums out of reach of my pets and educate fellow cat owners about this risk. Does caladium like sun or shade? Caladiums prefer shade over full sun. I've found that they thrive best in partial to full shade, where they can avoid the harsh, direct sunlight that tends to scorch their delicate leaves. However, a bit of morning sun can be beneficial. Can caladium grow in water? It's possible if you ensure the bulbs aren't submerged completely. They need a moist environment, so I imagine it would be similar to growing them in very wet soil. Proper aeration would be crucial to prevent rot. Does caladium come back every year? Caladiums are tender perennials, so they don't come back every year in colder climates. In my area, I dig them up and store the bulbs during the winter. If you live in a warm climate where the ground doesn't freeze, you might be lucky enough to have them return annually. Why is my caladium drooping? When my caladiums start drooping, it's usually a sign that they need water or have been exposed to too much sun. Checking the soil moisture and adjusting their location often perks them back up. Sometimes, drooping can also mean they're getting ready to go dormant as the season ends. Are caladium deer resistant? Yes, caladiums are generally deer resistant. I've noticed that despite having a lot of deer in my area, they tend to leave my caladiums alone. It's probably because of the calcium oxalate crystals in the leaves, which can be irritating. Does caladium bloom? Caladiums do bloom, but their flowers are quite small and not very showy. I find that the foliage is the real star with its vibrant colors and patterns. Sometimes, I even pinch off the blooms to direct more energy into leaf production. How to grow caladium fast. To grow caladiums fast, I make sure they're in a warm, shaded spot with rich, well-drained soil. Regular watering and occasional feeding with a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer help, too. Starting them indoors before the last frost can give them a head start on the growing season. For me, caladiums are more than just plants. They are a source of inspiration, a connection to nature, and a testament to the power of beauty. I encourage everyone to experience the joy of cultivating these captivating plants. You might just find yourself, like me, falling head over heels for their undeniable charm.